that, brother. But let me ask you this too: how did it feel when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans?
Bro, at first, like, cause see when hurricane season normally come around, right? One or two things happen. Either we end up having some sort of hurricane party, right? Where we go to the store, we buy up a bunch of shit, you know what I mean? You get everything you need, and everybody go to one person crib. You know what I'm saying? And we just be in there chilling, riding it out. Even if the lights go out, we in that bitch having fun. Right. So um we I remember when we first started smoking, right? We hotboxed the car, you feel me? And we was outside the car rocking this shit. It's orange and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't want my mom to know I smoke weed, right? So I was like, damn, so we went outside and hotboxed the car. So we thinking when Katrina hit, like, yeah, we gonna find somewhere to go. We gonna chill. This gonna be the thing. Like I'm 18 years old. I'm like, yeah, this about to be lit, right? So then everybody started getting off work. You know what I'm saying? And we like, all right, maybe that might be a thing. But then my grandpa, who never, this nigga works 7 days a week all the time, right? He like, yeah, I think we need to evacuate. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Last time we seen something like this, it was Hurricane Andrew, and yeah, we shouldn't have been here for that. So I was like, all right, bet, whatever. So I get like 2 or 3 outfits. I ain't tripping. It take us like almost 10 hours just to get to Baton Rouge, which is not even an hour away. You know what I'm saying? A party in the street, basically. And then we start watching the news, bro. I'm like, wait, what you mean? You know what I mean? And they like, we trying to talk to people who down there because my cousin, he had a Nextel phone. So this when we was chirping each other and shit. And that was the only thing that was like working. So we was telling them where to meet us and all of this shit, man. It was crazy, bro. Because in our mind, we thinking like, oh, all right, this is about to be like every other hurricane season. Man, listen, we sitting there watching the news, and like I grew up in Hollygrove, right? So they got a major intersection, which is Carrollton and Claiborne. That's like the closest big intersection to my crib.
Okay.
They had waist deep water. I said, oh shit. Bro, listen, we ended up staying in Baton Rouge by my cousin's house in a dorm room for like, I don't know, maybe like a week. You know what I'm saying? And then we realized like, nah, this shit ain't gonna be able to work. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we started bouncing around from like city to city, getting a little Red Cross shit or whatever. So when they finally did open the city back up, man, we had got like 12 feet of water. Lost fucking everything. It was like, man, it was just, man, it was horrifying. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I was into so much fuckery at the time that it low key saved my life. I needed a new atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for my little brother. He needed something different. You know. Gotcha. But yeah, man, that Katrina shit was wild, bro. For sure.
Yeah, I got you. So let me ask you this: how did you get into acting?
So after my partner got smoked, right, I realized that like I need some new friends. You know what I'm saying? Cause me and my sister, like we grew up in the same house, and she always used to be telling me like, the niggas you hang with, like that shit a problem. You know what I mean? And one time I went somewhere with her, she took me to a dog bar, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking around because I didn't realize that we was going to a dog bar. She was just like, just come to this place with me. It's on Magazine Street or whatever. So I'm looking around. I'm like, all the art in here is of dogs. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this is it's kind of neat, And my sister was like, no, it's a dog bar. They got dog bowls on the floor and everything for people to bring their dogs in here. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is happening right now? Like, where am I at? Yeah. But then the people who started coming there was wearing like slacks and shit and pencil skirts and I'm just like, these the people you hang with. Where do you find these people in New Orleans? You know what I mean? And she was like, yeah, this is what happens when you do things with your life. You start to meet new people. So all right, so I heard about this ad on the radio or whatever. And they had a lady named Jacqueline Fleming who was had just moved from LA and started a new acting class. And me and my partners, we laughed about it and shit at first, but it was like, nigga, you really need to do that shit. Like, you be doing the voices and you be having everybody laughing. Like, you just a laughing ass nigga, my nigga. You should do that shit. So I'm like, all right. So I went, bro, and I had on like a 3-piece suit and shit to cover up the tattoos and shit. And like, I fell in love with it early and not late, but they believed in me more than I believed in myself at the time. You know what I mean? And that should be super important. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people don't realize how much their environment affects them or infects them. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be infectious. Like, because I never consider myself no gangster or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But due to the situations that I was in, I had to handle my business a certain way and handle myself a certain way. You know what I mean? So it was a blessing, but I got into an environment that people was like, bro, you playing. To really go somewhere. Cause I grew up around Wayne them, but I ain't never seen no actors. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? The actors that we do have that's from New Orleans, they had to go to New York or LA or whatever to make it. So I ain't really see nobody. So all I knew was grind. Cause I was trying to take that street mentality and put it into something else. And yeah, bro, it ended up busting. Like, I said, shit ended up busting. I ain't gonna lie.
How did you feel when you got your first role?
Man, to be honest, like, it wasn't enough, G. For
Mm.
real. And it's funny because, like, we joke about it all the time, right? About, like, how they got, like, different cultures on TV, right? So if I name you these names, Chloe Moretz, Stephen Graham, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Sam Worthington. Do you know all these people?
Nah, I
See
know
what I'm saying? So I felt the same way. Like, they were stars, but it was like white people. You
they
see
weren't
what I'm
in your
saying?
world yet. Yeah.
Right. So in my mind, I'm going there, I'm being super professional. It's all going great, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I ain't making no progress for real. You get what I'm saying? And it was because I didn't know. I was so naive to everything that was going on around me that all I could think was, I need more, I need more, I need better, I need better. And it was a different mentality than most actors have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't develop thick skin like a rhino just going to middle school and high school. So by the time I get into this business, you telling me no ain't nothing. You know what I mean? I had that door-to-door sort of mentality and that vibe. So when I got the first movie, I was like, yeah, this shit is what's up. But like, nobody believed me. Not my mama, my sister, my brother. Nobody believed that I did it. You know what I'm saying? And it take movies so long to come out that it was just like, it was the most awkward thing in the world because I felt like it was supposed to be special, but it didn't feel like that. You know what I mean? All I could think was, this ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just kept grinding, bro. I kept grinding.
So let me get it to Straight Outta Compton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I saw somewhere you was like 7,000 people auditioned or something. So how did you get the role of Eazy-E? How did you even start auditioning for that?
Bro, so they sent me the self tape, right? And the self tapes are when you gotta obviously put yourself on tape at home or whatever. And I was like, all right, this kind of some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So they had a casting director, a local lady named Megan Lewis, who was like, yeah, you can come to the office. We are a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So we got you. We'll take care of you. Make sure you do good on this tape. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go there. And Megan, to be honest, bro, she's like she's super Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll damn near think this lady don't like black people. You know what I mean? But she would always audition me and I never booked. You know what I mean? I probably read for it at least 20 times, bro, and didn't book shit. So I already go in there like, man, I'm scared to death, bro, low key. But I went in that bitch full Eazy. You know what I'm saying? Wig, hat, sunglasses, everything. So I walk in and she's like, that's cute. I was like, all right. And she was like, but I'll take a picture to let them know that you went for it, but you can't wear all that when you audition. Fuck. All right, man. So we do these 5 scenes, and I'm crying and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's the last scene in the hospital and shit. I look up, She crying. You know what I mean? She walked me to the car and shit, double high five me and all this. She was like, I think you got a real good chance. I was like, all right. But then like mad days went past. It was like, I don't know, almost 40 days that went past. And I was just like, all right, I probably didn't get it. But one day they called me and it was like, yeah, F. Gary Gray want you to fly to LA tomorrow. I was
like, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Exactly. A large. Like, what? What are you saying to me?
On your own dime?
Right. I'm like, listen, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull that off. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, all right, don't worry about it. We'll call you right back. So I was like, all right. So they called me back and they was like, yeah, he want to Skype with you. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I went back to the same lady, back to Megan, and was like, listen, I need to make sure the internet is the best that it could be. You know what I mean? Because this is before the Wi-Fi and all of that shit. Nigga damn near still had dial up at the crib. So I'm like, all right, you know, let me make sure this shit is hardwired. I need the fiber joints, you know what I mean, to make sure my shit ain't skipping, you know. So she was like, all right, yeah, come back to the office. So I did it. We was on there like, I don't know, bro. I'm lying saying I don't know. It was an hour and 17 minutes. I never forget that shit. But yeah, we went through all the same scenes, you know what I mean? And just like me and you on here, all I can see is this nigga head like this. You know what I mean? Like he could, right? You know what I mean? And bro, I booked that shit right over Skype, just like that. Shit was crazy. My first time going to LA or to California, period, was on a first class ticket by Universal.